Chicago Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by the Bob Locurcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. By Circus Sports. And by your local Hyundai dealer. Find the dealer nearest you at buyhyundai.com. Back here in Cincinnati, Great American Ballpark. It's game one of this three-game set, and we get ready for baseball. Time to send it downstairs and welcome in Elise Menaker.
Hey, Boog. You know, as usual, Pete Core-Armstrong now he is leading off, and I asked Craig Counsell about him before the game because, quite frankly, you can't ask enough about him. But I was curious just about the evolution, really, that we've seen of him. And he said, you know, Pete has shown us a lot of different versions of himself, and I think we can all agree that this is now the best version. So, yeah, it's hard to believe that at some point Pete will struggle in the future. But we all know by now that he has raised the bar, is how Counsell describes it, for what he can do. So he's raised the floor, and a couple of things going into that. One, the plate discipline, and two, his production against lefties. He has dramatically changed in both of those regards as he's having fun before the game. The at-bats, they're at a different level this year. And so, guys, this is part of the fun with him. Yeah, the fun that we love watching him have, but also right now he could go to the plate, change the game right away with one swing, or take his walk and go steal a bag and have some fun there too.
Yeah, it's been pretty amazing to watch the growth. I think especially in terms of that plate discipline, JD. You're talking about a guy who walked less than 5% of the time, and now he's walking north of 10% and just showing an incredible eye at the plate and putting pitchers in a really difficult spot.
I'm sure there are other players that I've witnessed over the years that have made a similar transition, you know. But I don't think I know anybody that's done it as quickly as he has, from a guy who hardly ever walked to a guy who walks a whole bunch. And at the same time, when he gets a pitch in his zone, he puts damage. He puts the barrel on and does damage. So it's been remarkable.
Hunter Green and the Reds take the field, so we'll give you the Cubs starting lineup. And the top three, PCA, Bregman, and Bush in center, at third, and at first. 4, 5, 6 in the batting order. It'll be Suzuki in right, Happ in left, Horner at second. And the bottom third, 7, 8, 9, Conforto, Kelly, and Swanson. As you take a look at their OPS as a lineup, and this is who they will go up against.
Yeah, Hunter Green, he's made just one start so far this year after coming back from the IL, had surgery to remove bone chips, loose bodies in his elbow. He's got sliders with cheese. Yeah, he's got a nasty slider, and he's got a fastball that'll touch 100 miles per hour. Not a ground ball guy. He's the kind of the stereotypical power pitcher. He's going to try to strike you out, elevate the four-seamer to get chase and weak contact. The second overall pick in the 2017 draft.
If you're wondering who was number one in that draft, it was Royce Lewis. And in that draft, the most wins above replacement that's been registered, Drew Rasmussen.
I was looking at that earlier today, as a matter of fact, Boog. Kind of hoping you would ask me that trivia question. I would have been all over it.
Sugar, I'm sorry. All right, well, it's Hunter Green on the hill. Last year, pitched 107 2/3 innings and pitched well, but was dealing with a hamstring issue. And so, again, they need him out there and healthy, because when he's been right the last 2 years, he's been one of the better pitchers in the league.
Indeed he has. I mean, it's elite stuff. You know, when he first came into the league, you know, he had the big arm. Maybe they rushed him a little bit to get here, and he gave up a ton of home runs. But you could see the stuff. You knew the strikeouts were going to come. And as he has progressed, he's cut down on those home runs. He still strikes you out at an extremely high rate. Problem is just been health. He's just having a hard time staying on the field.
First offering to PCA, and he swings through it. And we are underway. Yeah, 24 and 25, minimum 250 innings, and he is sixth on that list. And you saw 78 qualified.
He was an all-star in 2024. He finished 8th that year in the Cy Young Award voting. Was 9-5 with a 275. Had elbow problems that year. Was limited to 150 innings.
Swing and a miss. And again, you see that heater at 99. Here's the thing with him. There have been times early in this career where his fastball's gotten hammered, and there have been other times where his fastball's been really good. The velocity has stayed, but as they like to say, the shape of the fastball has been at times problematic. Last year, in 107 2/3 innings, he gave up 15 homers. 1-2. Green ready to work. Fires. And he overwhelms PCA at 101.
You know, some guys come out of the bullpen and it takes them a little while to get up to speed, you know. Apparently not Hunter Green. First pitch of the game was 100, and here's 101 to beat Pete. We used to marvel at those numbers until Mizorowski came along.
That's right. First one to Bregman is in for a strike. Jim Wolf is our plate umpire. And that is strike 2. Jim Wolf is the plate umpire. He's also the acting crew chief. The normal crew chief on this group is Alan Porter. He's working the final series Red Sox at Mets. And that is in there. And Bregman is gone. There's 2 away.
Well, I think the game plan is to establish the fastball. He is just pumping heaters. And that one 100 miles an hour as well. And Alex just, all right, I'll take my bat back to the dugout and try again.
So 2 up, 2 down, a couple of strikeouts. Michael Busch. And that is in for a strike. Finish the thought.
Yeah, Alan Porter, what's going on?
He is from the Philadelphia area. He is the crew chief and plate umpire for this year's All-Star game.
Oh, okay. I feel like he is having an all-star year. Yeah.
Totally agree. Shout out Alan Porter. Ball to strike.
The normal crew chief. That would make Jim Wolf the abnormal crew chief.
Yeah. Acting.
The Reds are all clad in black tonight. A whole lot of them out there with the umpires.
Yeah, it's when if you just sort of blur your eyes, you're sitting there and you look at it, and it's all of a sudden you're Alex McKay and the rest of those dudes are all.
If you're a hitter, you're like, where do I hit it?
Swing and a miss, and 2-2.
All right, first guy to get a foul ball wins a prize.
Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Green with a pair of strikeouts to begin. Busch waits. Here it comes. Swing and a ball drilled center field. Steer is back and makes the catch. Spencer Steer making his first major league start in center field. Shota Imanaga will take the mound when we return as the Reds come up to hit. It is second year with the Reds, and this is the Reds lineup presented by Ford, De La Cruz, Stewart and Steer, Bleday, Suarez, Stevenson, Marte, Arroyo, and Key Brian Hayes back in the lineup. De La Cruz, who's been much better from the right side this year.
Yeah, remarkable the improvement he has made as a right-handed hitter. As we look at the numbers for Shota Imanaga, 4.28 ERA in 18 starts. Home run ball is an issue, and that's can be a problem in this ballpark. But he's been good in his career against the Reds. 2.63 ERA in 4 starts. If you were locked in our open, you saw that he was really good against them back in May. And if you missed it, just go back and look at the video. You'll notice with the catchers back there with Imanaga these days, they're giving these extreme high targets. And he asked for that because that's as an ex-pitcher, when I see that, I go, that's freaking me out. But he wanted that because they've been trying to emphasize to him what the top of the strike zone looks like. And when Amaya was asked about it, he goes, well, if I set my glove at the top of the strike zone, it's going to be in front of my eyes. And it's important if you're a catcher to be able to see. So they took the glove and actually put it above their eyes just to emphasize, here's the top of the zone.
Chop to short. Swanson backhands, unloads, and gets De La Cruz.
So it's not like they're asking for it up there all the time, obviously. They're just, here's the top, and then, go to work from there.
but you see it. So you're watching on the monitor right now, and you see it. Carson's pushed the button, and now you see.
Yeah,
that freaks you out a little.
The first time he did it, I go, "What are they doing?" But if you'll notice, what most catchers do now anyway, they'll set a target and then they'll drop their glove because they like to work from low to high to frame the pitch to try to influence the umpire. So nobody's really holding a steady target anyway.
Swing and a miss. And that right there, the splitter.
Sal Stewart headed to the All-Star game. First rookie position player to make the All-Star team for the Reds since Chris Sabo back in 1988.
Tapper foul. Spuds?
Spuds, yeah. Spuds McKenzie look-alike. There's your rookie home run leaderboard.
We just saw Pasayo. Certainly Murakami and Okamoto hit a big homer against the Cubs.
Sal no longer rocking that big bushy mustache.
Kid from Miami went to Westminster Christian, the same high school that produced Alex Rodriguez, first rounder in 2022.
Showed not happy with the location of that fastball. Velo's good. He's better when he's 92, 93. Splitter will get Chase.
Line drive and a base hit out into left center field. And Happ picks it up and fires it in. Yeah, that kid can hit.
The top three guys in their order have great numbers against left-handed pitching. This is a split finger pitch, but it just stays up. He made a mistake to the wrong guy. And yeah, he's got the hit tool, no doubt about it.
Line drive and a base hit into left field. So Steer turns that four-seamer around, and with one out, two are aboard.
We talked about Steer in our keys to the game. He has huge numbers against lefties. Overall hitting just .240, so he must be doing next to nothing against right-handed pitching, but against lefties, a .324 average. .437 on base, .620 slug.
There's J.J. Bleday now.
Bleday's been a real nice story for the Reds.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, he has been super productive. And a little colder of late. Last 21 at just 162. High fly ball drilled down the right side, hooking foul.
I was just about to say, you got to be careful middle in against Bleday. That's where he does his damage. And this was right in his sweet spot. They're trying to go away. Might be time for Shota to break out that sweeper. Hot, muggy night here in Cincinnati. Be really nice to be efficient early. If your hope is to get through 6 innings here tonight as a starter.
The 2-2. Broke his bat on a foul ball. Man, that thing just split in half. Colin Cowgill will pick it up.
I got a new rule idea.
Yes.
If that happens, the hitter has to keep using the same bat.
Now, Jim, I don't know if that's safe.
I think that would add a really interesting dynamic to the sport. Outfielders would move in, hitter would have to choke up and try to slap it. Change the whole feel of the at-bat. Like for one at-bat, we're playing like it's the dead ball era.
Swing and a miss. And Imanaga able to get him with the new bat.
Well, see, the old bat probably would have at least made contact. He goes left on left change up here, it looked like. Doesn't throw his changeup very much, but every now and then he'll break it out. And I think that was a change. It might have been in split.
Eugenio Suarez comes up empty.
Big wide open stance. Suarez dangerous. He strikes out a ton. Still has big time power.
It's the start of the 2017 season. 5th most homers in the majors. This is his second go around with Cincinnati.
And it's funny, they're going to challenge us here.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
Pause on the red alert. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Call is overturned. Chicago has 2 challenges remaining.
Good challenge. A couple guys on base. You don't have to save them. Everybody talks about saving your challenges for later in the game. I understand that philosophy, but you can lose a game in the first inning with a guy like Hunter Green out there. You got a couple guys on base. Count leverage matters a lot in a situation like this.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out, and Imanaga wriggles out of it.
It's at the top of the second here in Cincinnati. Still no score, and Seiya Suzuki is leading off. And we've seen him really come along here right before the break. And so when he was asked about it yesterday after the game, because he's had some big hits here recently, you know, he hasn't really changed much. He's just talking about keeping it simple, staying aggressive. He said actually the last series in Chicago, he was a little frustrated with himself. And so he says he's just been taking the frustration out on the ball. And so when I asked Craig Counsell about that, like, okay, that aside, what are you seeing? He said, you know, Seiya's just such a good hitter. He has high expectations for himself, and he can change this game with one swing of the bat. And so he will always be a key piece to us being a good offense. So ain't that the truth?
Yeah, you know, it's funny, Elise talking earlier at the top of the broadcast about Pete Crow Armstrong, and on cue, Seiya Suzuki lines one to left around first, on his way to second, and Blade too late. It's a double for Seiya. And I was just going to say, Craig Counsell, when asked, okay, so who are your most important hitters? The 2 guys he cites most frequently are Pete Crow Armstrong and Seiya Suzuki.
Yeah, well, dangerous middle of the order bat, and he handles velocity because he turned this one around. This double brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year and 200,000-mile warranty on every new car. He is now 9 out of 19 against Green in his career with a couple of home runs.
Suzuki into scoring position, and now it's Ian Happ. Look at that. I mean, they got the shift on. With Alex McKay playing between. He's rocking the hole between. Yeah, there he is. See him? He's out there between De La Cruz and Arroyo.
It's like you're a quarterback and you're up at the line. You're looking over the defense and there's nowhere to throw the ball.
Where do I go? Nobody out. Say it, second time called, and Stevenson to the mound. Well, when you look at Ian Happ, every time we come to this ballpark, we talk about the success that he has had here at Great American Ballpark, and it's 63 games, 18 homers, and OPS over 1,000. And that slug, it is the 4th highest in ballpark history.
Yeah, Lance Berkman, Jose Guillen,
Jason Bay,
and Jason Bay. Ouch. The fans in the front row smirking because Ian fouls one off his feet. Have some pity, fans in the front row. That hurts.
Yeah, that's tender, man.
Yeah, he's 18 home runs in this ballpark in 53 games, I think. 58 games, something like that. Choking up a little bit.
2-2. And he struck him out. 3rd strikeout for Green, 1 away.
That's just gas right there. He's just stepping on the gas here first time through the order. He's thrown a couple sliders, but it's been a heavy dose of those heaters.
Corner fouls one away. JD, do you like the Reds City Connect?
Not so much. I'm a purist.
I know you are, buddy.
You know, but I get it. You know, you have to have different looks. Sell some merch. They look like track pants, though, don't they? When they wear them that long like that. Yeah. Got the stripe working.
Swing and a miss. Terry Francona is going with that pullover top, so he's got the pants on, and he sort of looks like he's ready to go to bed.
I was gonna say it looks like he's out running errands.
Yeah.
He's about getting ready to swing into Trader Joe's and pick up a pint of ice cream or something.
That one foul tipped into the mitt of Stevenson, and Horner turning around, looking at Jim Wolf. He's looking at the dugout.
I think he was looking for a pitch clock violation. Rarely does Nico Horner swing and miss get beat by a fastball in the zone. It just speaks to how crisp this stuff is here.
First one to Conforto misses, but they're going to challenge. ABS
Challenging the ball call.
powered by T-Mobile. And that's a strike.
Stevenson, like Carson Kelly, has very good numbers.
Ball's overturned. Cincinnati has 2 challenges remaining.
So Suzuki at second. The Cubs hoping not to waste that leadoff double. And it's 0-2. Good numbers for Michael Conforto. As a part-time guy.
So the other day, I think it was in Baltimore, the catcher, they wear those arm things where they look for the scouting report.
Yeah.
And the guys in Baltimore, theirs just had the pitcher's name. The name of the pitcher was on there. He's got this whole color-coded grid that he's wearing.
Yes.
His matrix of outcomes. Just
swing and a miss. And Stevenson finishes it off. Well, I do think that the ones in Baltimore that said Kramer, you open it up and then there's the grid is inside.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. What's inside his?
Bottom of the second, Grateful Dead night here at the ballpark. No score. And Shota Imanaga will get back at it. Always knew that Jerry was a Cub fan.
Yeah, how about that? What a coincidence. It's Grateful Dead night and the Cubs are in town, and that Jerry lookalike came to the ballpark.
Tyler Stevenson at the plate. Imanaga. And that one line to left. Happ is there. One pitch and one out. Shota could use an efficient inning. JD, these Reds got off to a really good start. I don't know how real it was. There was a lot of one-run game success, and the run differential wasn't great, but they started 20-11. Since then, they've gone 22-39, worst record in baseball, and it's been bad.
Yeah, it's pretty much in all phases. They don't score a lot of runs. The pitching has not been particularly good.
Popped up right side. Bush. And Michael makes the play. That's 2 outs on 2 pitches.
He said he needed a bounce back, and he's 2/3 of the way there.
They were 7-0 in one-run games to begin the year. And again, when we talk about the idea of one-run wins being, we want that to be a sign of something, but it's really usually more random than anything. Edwin Arroyo. I'll give you the one that jumps out.
Like all these walk-off wins for the Cubs.
Yeah, that's right.
That doesn't. We all want to say, oh, it speaks to their grit, their perseverance. No, it just speaks to the fact that they played a lot of close games.
Yep. I think you have a lot of grit and character.
At least average.
Yeah, I agree. At least average. I was kind of hoping you were going to come at me with a damn right. They are 23rd in baseball out of 30 teams in runs per game. And if you look at some of the process-based stuff, like weighted runs created plus, they're last in baseball in weighted runs created plus. I mean, that's telling you they got a bad offense.
They have the highest strikeout rate in Major League Baseball.
Line drive and a base hit into left field for Edwin Arroyo. Takes a turn. Happ fires it in.
Arroyo getting an opportunity to play here. He's one of their top prospects. Switch hitter with speed. Put up good numbers as a minor leaguer. Gets one up above the belt and lashes it to left.
Yeah, he came over along with Noelvi Marte in the Luis Castillo trade. Originally drafted by the Mariners. Pitch in for a strike to keep Ryan Hayes.
Fresh off the IL. Had a disc problem in his back. So he's been limited to 44 games.
A liner hooking foul.
Brian Hayes, when he first came to the big leagues with the Pirates, the narrative around him was, well, the glove is really good. The bat just hasn't caught up to the glove, and it still hasn't.
Popped up foul. He had the one good year, 15 homers and a 762 OPS in 2023 with the Pirates. That was when he won his first Gold Glove, and you thought, oh man, you know he can play defense. And he hasn't been anywhere near that. As a Cincinnati Red, 194 is what he's hit in 306 plate appearances. 1-2. Dad Charlie, good big leaguer, played 14 years in the majors, hit 144 homers.
Royal a little late to react.
Next offering, cut on and miss, struck him out. And Imanaga pitches around a 2-out single. End at 2, 0-0. Fans Live Odds brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. John Shelby, Jim Deshaies, and Elise Maneker. As Carson Kelly stands in. And the pitch in for a strike. .36 total pitches. Actually, check that. 28 total pitches for Hunter Greene. As Kelly fouls that one back.
So we mentioned this is Hunter Greene's second start since coming off the IL. His first one did not go well at all. So he figured he was going to come out here with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Went 3 1/3 against Baltimore, allowed 8 runs on 7 hits, 4 walks. You watch him throw the ball like this and you're thinking, well, how did that happen? Kind of digging the Kelly Greene matchup.
Line drive, right field, and right at Marte. So Greene wins that bat 0-1 away. And it'll bring up Dansby Swanson. No score. We're in the top of the third. First one to Dansby. And a swing and a miss.
Dansby likes to hit the fastball. Greene aware of that. And changes up his game plan a little bit. Goes first pitch slider there. Not a bad idea by Dansby to get started early, try to ambush one. He's been very aggressive with that heater. It's good pitch calling by Tyler Stevenson.
Hit hard, backhanded by De La Cruz. Long throw, one hop, got him. He can really throw.
He's got all the tools: speed, power, big arm. Stays upright, and then trying to throw that one hop throw, and it ends up skipping and became a little bit of a challenge there for Stewart on the pick.
Swanson hit that 102 miles an hour. PCA a strikeout victim his first time. And for the second time in a row, he is Pete Crow All-Star. Last 35 coming into tonight. 406, 15 homers, a slug over 800. And pretty incredible to see that he is the only player since 1900 to go 400 batting average, 15 or more homers, and 10 steals over a 35-game span. No one else. The 0-2. And that is in there, and Green freezes him. He struck out a half dozen. We're midway in the third. No score. Bottom of the third, no score. Top of the order. And it'll be De La Cruz, Stewart, and Steer. De La Cruz grounded to shortstop his first time. Ellie played 162 games last year, 160 the year before that. He's already missed a bunch this season with a right hamstring injury. Been an all-star a couple of times prior to this year. In the air out towards left center field. PCA and Happ, and it'll be Happ. And he makes the catch. Gold Glovers converge. So one down, and it's Sal Stewart at the plate. Swing and a miss. Imanaga taking his time, fires, and he goes upstairs.
He was working the clock that time, wasn't he? Came set early and just held it as that clock ticked down, and then tried to bust a fastball upstairs by him. Gets it down a little bit, he might get the chase. Base hit for Stewart last time came on a splitter that was up.
On the ground, Swanson can't come up with it. As it squirts through, it'll be a base hit.
Seen Dansby make this play time and time again. This time just can't quite get there. Squirts under his glove for a single. Gotta keep an eye on Stewart. Just an average runner, but he swiped 11 bags this year. Imanaga has picked off 4. It's tied for the major league lead with Colin Ray. Cubs staff has picked off 15. That leads Major League Baseball.
Steer at the plate. Steer making his first career start in center. It's the 6th different position he started in his career. First, second, third, left, right, and now center.
So it's quite a skill set. How to be able to play first base one day and center field the next. You don't see that very often. Checked his baseball reference page. He didn't play center field at all in the minor leagues either. Barry Larkin was in here before the game talking, and he said that Steer told him he's never played center field at any level. Ever. Not even Little League.
2-1. That's a strike, says Jim Wolf. I like Jim Wolf's strike call.
Want to do it?
Ha. Ibanaga pushing the buttons on his gloves, so he's letting Carson Kelly know what he wants to throw. 2-2 with Stewart at first, Steer at the plate. And that one bounced foul. Steer has hit 20 or more homers 3 straight years. He's already got 14, so I think barring an injury, he's probably going to make it 4 straight years.
Yeah, what a valuable guy, huh? To play all those positions and deliver that kind of production. I think he was scuffling when we saw the Reds back in May.
Shota fires. And that one dribbled foul.
Here's one for you to ponder.
Please.
The Cincinnati Reds, here, this is a good hitter's ballpark.
Yes.
Really, home runs in particular. The pitchers call it the Great American Small Park. They're hitting .211 as a team here in their home ballpark. If that were to hold up, that would historically be one of the worst ever since 1901, excluding the COVID-shortened 2020 season.
You got a theory?
I don't. I mean, they're hitting .227 as a team.
In the air, center field. That's a base hit. PCA picks it up and fires it in. And just like in the first, Stewart and Steer back-to-back singles.
Yes, those guys are 4 for 4 combined here tonight. And the good news is Ibanaga has been able to retire De La Cruz ahead of them. And at least first time around, Bleday and Suarez behind them, but he's going to have to do it again here to keep the Reds off the board. No, I don't know, Boog. I have no idea why they would be hitting just .211 here in their home ballpark. I mean, immediately I go to Skyline Chili, but can't blame everything in Cincinnati on Skyline Chili.
No, it's fair.
Bleday, tough guy to double in that, he doesn't hit it on the ground all that often. Runs okay.
The 1-0. Out to center. Pete Crow Armstrong is there to make the catch. And there's 2 outs.
If you were to describe that ball that Bleday just hit, you calling it a fly ball? You calling it a line drive?
I called a fly ball, but I called a fly ball.
Fly ball with line drive tendencies?
Yes.
Yeah. It's hard to fit that all in your little square in your scoreboard.
I know it. Line drive tendencies with some slicing action.
Suarez, his approach at the plate reminds me of those guys, those big sluggers that play slow pitch softball, and they'll come to the ballpark and they'll put on exhibitions from time to time. I mean, he just got that bat tipped way back, just kind of leaning back, and he's just going to take a big old leg kick.
No doubt.
And try to hit it 8 miles.
Yes. Those guys are fun.
Yeah, and sometimes he does. That's why he's stuck around the big leagues as long as he has.
Gino.
Good try, just missed. Really not hunting for a called strike here. He's looking for action. He's looking for a little swing and miss or a pop-up.
I have a quick one that I will throw at you in answer to their low batting average. I would start with saying I think it is random. But this park's small. It has the third smallest in-play square footage in baseball. So it yields slug. I think that there's a chance it's not going to yield a real high average. And Shota able to get the strikeout. I still think it's probably fluky.
Kind of like an anti-Coors Field thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Imanaga pitches into, then out of trouble. Shota here tonight. 4 strikeouts. We're still scoreless. Top 4 Grateful Dead night here at the ballpark. I see you, Lefty.
Ready to make a play.
Alex Bregman stands in. Bregman, Bush, and Suzuki. Here at the top of the 4th. Cubs have been out hit 5-1, but there's no score.
Alex pulled the trigger there. Last time he got caught looking. 6 strikeout victims for Hunter Green here tonight. And blowing that gas up there at 100 consistently.
Check swing went too far.
Throwing first pitch strikes to just about everybody.
Now back our way.
Through 3 innings, he threw 9 out of 10 first pitch strikes. 8 with the 4-seamer, 1 with the slider. Really setting the tone. Well, we'll see what happens here. Second time through for the middle of the order.
Fly ball right field. Noel V. Marte.
We invited passionate soccer fans to push Nissan vehicles to the limit, just like they do with their teams. Hurry in to the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Now get up to $2,250 total customer cash on Kicks SR.
Michael Bush flied to center. His first time up. And takes ball 1 from Hunter Green. Bush last 22 at just 171. Line drive left field, but right at Blade.
Michael's gotten off 2 pretty good swings against Green here tonight, but nothing to show for it. Trade deadline is August 3rd, and if you're the Reds, where are you at with this hot start, and then they just hit the skids? You would think they'd be sellers. I guess their question has to be, is there a path forward where we envision ourselves getting back into this wild card thing? And I think it starts on the mound. A healthy Hunter Green. Lodolo certainly capable. Chase Burns is an all-star. The kid with the big arm. Singer is capable. He was really good last night. We got a couple important pieces in their bullpen that are out of action right now on the IL. Tony Santillan and Graham Ashcraft.
Their pen has been a real problem in terms of just productivity, but also the walk rate has been a major issue.
So you start to contemplate tonight's game and the way Green's going along here, and that becomes kind of your thinking, right? All right, just hang in there, show to do his thing, and beat their bullpen.
Going outside, Terry Francona looking on. He has not jumped into the captain's chair. He's got his own fisherman's captain's chair that he sits in. See it back there, that leather. Foul back our way. Yeah, there it is. When he feels like fishing, he just hops into that chair. He is is an all-timer, literally and figuratively. He headed to the Hall of Fame once he decides to shut it down for good. 3-2 is in there, and Seiya can't believe it. So Suzuki caught looking on a pitch that just clipped the corner.
Don't challenge Seiya.
It's the bottom of the fourth, and there's still no score here in Cincinnati. Shota Imanaga getting the start today. And one of the reasons we love Shota, because of all his antics, his personality, everything he brings to this sport. And Seiya Suzuki is right there with him. And so yesterday, Seiya Suzuki posted this on his Instagram story of Shota Imanaga. And so I asked him about it. He said he had never seen Shota do this before, and he just thought he looked funny. So we got video of it. And he goes, you know, he was taking it so seriously. But Seiya thinks that that is part of Shota's training, possibly. So on start day, you can't talk to the starters. So, you know, as I got to get the nugget. I got to get more of this nugget here. But, I mean, that video is pretty interesting.
That is incredible. He's going to have a good answer for you.
Oh, I guarantee it, yeah. And I don't know what training that could be. But you know what? Whatever it takes.
I saw him doing the side steps down that path in Baltimore, but there was no bat involved when I saw it.
Oh, so maybe he just was starting to have some fun with it?
Yeah, I think the bat part was just goofing around to go along with the real part of it.
And Seiya thinking it's funny because he was taking it so seriously.
Well, it is funny. He's got just one of both of them have great personality. Shota is so playful, and you know how every once in a while, JD, my hair's a little messy?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah. So he comes up to me the other day with Edwin Stanberry, the interpreter, by his side. So my hair's not that bad right now.
No.
But so he addresses me and just looking straight at my hair and says something to Edwin, and it's like this long thing, and Edwin looks at me and says he wants to know if it's windy outside. That's it.
Because you had a big.
It was, yeah.
Font going.
Yeah. That's him, though. Right field down the line.
As per usual, a lot of blue in the stands here in Cincinnati for this weekend series.
Yeah, a whole lot of Cubs fans. Liner, foul.
You get the idea. And a lot of them strolling around downtown Cincinnati this weekend.
Foul ball.
Nice play. Kid was smart. He kind of bailed on the last one. I had a lot more heat on it.
What's he going to throw him, Jim?
He's going to throw him. He might throw him the backup ball. I'd be tempted to throw him a split right here. He did.
Bregman handles the chance, and on the splitter, Stevenson is out number one.
Folks, the Cubs return to action after the All-Star break against the Twins July 17th through the 19th to check out all the great promotions, and don't miss your chance to be among the very first fans to see the brand new Champions Gate in Gallagher Way after the official unveiling on July 18th. Visit Cubs.com/tickets.
Marte popped out his first time. He's been on the up down, made the team, sent down middle of April, and now back up. In the air, Swanson ranging out. Dansby pulls it down, 2 away. Fans Cubs in 15, presented by Feldco. As your game recap every single morning. Tune in tomorrow at 8, 9, or 10 a.m. for highlights from tonight's game, or catch it any time in the Marquee app or YouTube. Arroyo up the middle and a base hit.
So he, like Stewart and Steer, 2 for 2 here today. Solid single through the middle of the diamond. The bat got away from him, hit Carson, and kind of turned back to make sure everything was okay as he proceeded to head to first.
Ke'Bryan Hayes 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First round pick in 2015 by the Pirates. Hayes grew up in Texas, was actually high school teammates with Shane Baz.
That's right. The right-hander we saw from the Orioles the other night. Concordia Lutheran in Tomball, Texas. A very good program there for a number of years.
Where is Tomball?
Tomball is north of Houston. You know, in the Houston area for sure. Mm-hmm. It's a big sprawling area.
Oh, that's a great shot right there. I was just looking at a shot in my ISO. You guys weren't privy to that. Just every once in a while.
Take our word for it. It was a great shot.
It was a great shot. Here's a shot they were showing me.
It's the mighty Ohio River right there, Boog.
Have I done television before? I mean, I'm tricked him with the old ISO, and he thought it was program routine. Imanaga gets out of the jam. That's a great shot.
Ooh, look at that one. Cub fans, visit Cubs Trending inside the Marquee Sports app for all the top highlights, interviews, and must-watch moments all season long. Presented by Jeff Vukovich, your local Nationwide insurance agent. Visit jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
Ian Happ bounces one foul, and it's strike one on the left fielder, who struck out his first time. No score, top 5. Cubs have been out hit 6-1. Hunter Green has looked sharp.
Yeah, he sure has. You know, he's gotten the attack with a high percentage of first pitch strikes, so he's been able to strike out a bunch of people without running a particularly high pitch count. Don't know what their plan is for Green here tonight in terms of the workload, being just his second start off the IL. See too many games like this here at the Great American Ballpark. Although there was one here last night. The Phillies shut out the Reds 1-0. A heck of a pitching matchup. Luzardo and Singer.
Happ lines one into right field, and a base hit for Ian.
Mr. Cincinnati delivers a solid single. Second time tonight the Cubs have had a leadoff man aboard. Suzuki doubled in the second. And Cubs failed to move him as Green struck out 3 in a row after that.
Pitch to Nico. Line drive into right field. Marte there. Nico hit it on the nose. It's not going to make him feel any better.
Now the running game should be in play for the Cubs here tonight. And sometimes you're hesitant to take a lot of chances when you got a guy dealing on the mound because you just don't want to give up any outs. But he's been pretty easy to run on in his career. Stevenson has allowed 59 stolen bases against him this year, most in the big leagues. A caught stealing percentage of 18% for Tyler, which is a good bit below league average. And he's got a good arm, so it's probably more on the pitchers than on Stevenson.
What about putting the home run play on?
That play, yeah, I think it's always a good idea. Oh, he won it. Did you see that? Stevenson did like 7/8 of a challenge. Because he didn't know it was going to be called a strike. Jim Wolf called it late.
Come on, Wolfie.
Unless Stevenson is a man of such integrity, he's like, that's a ball. I don't really want to take that for my guy.
0-2. And no argument from Conforto.
Wherever life takes you.
Whenever you need us.
We're your advocate. Advocate Healthcare.
Carson Kelly. Chop to short. De La Cruz fields. Out at second. Close play. Alex McKay on the call. Bottom 5, Shota Imanaga, 4 shutout innings, hasn't walked a batter. Speaking of that, you go back July 10th into the Wayback Machine. July of 1971, Fergie Jenkins on this date fired 9 innings, gave up 1 earned, did not walk a soul, and that started a stretch of 4 straight complete game wins with no walks. That's pretty. I mean, you think about in today's world, you don't even ever get back-to-back games. Forget about back-to-back complete games, and then 4 straight with no walks is something else.
He won the Cy Young Award that year. Made 39 starts, completed 30 of them.
That's drilled out towards right or left center, and it's gone. De La Cruz from the right side. Jump out front. It is 1-0.
Hit number 7 for the Reds. First extra base hit. It had been 6 singletons. And now this long ball from De La Cruz. We talked about his improved work from the right side of the plate, and it's a significant improvement. He's got huge numbers as a right-handed hitter.
That's his 8th homer from the right side. He has more homers right-handed than left-handed.
In that 71 season we were talking about with Fergie, 325 innings pitched that year. He walked 37 batters.
Wow.
Struck out 263.
Towards third, but foul. He had 30 complete games that year.
Yeah, and you look at Ryan, you look at Seaver, you look at Fergie, you look at Gibson from that era, and you're going to see a lot of similar stat lines. It speaks to a couple of things: their greatness,
yeah,
and also just the game was different back then.
Okay, you would ride the starters. Do you know off the top of your head the most complete games you ever had in a year?
6, 7, 8. I don't know. I'm guessing.
1989, you had 6. Put up a 291. Nobody on and nobody out. The Reds have taken the lead on the De La Cruz homer. It's the first time Elly De La Cruz has homered as a right-handed hitter against the Cubs. The 2-2.
Until this year, he wasn't really much of a threat as a right-handed hitter. That's the remarkable thing. It's not like he just improved a little bit. It's a different guy.
Two. In the air down the right side, fouling out of play. And just in terms of like baseball theory, for lack of a better phrase, I'm always interested. I mean, up to this point, anytime you had a choice in the late stages of a game, assuming all other factors are neutral, would you rather him hit right-handed or left-handed? You always wanted him to hit right-handed.
Not so much anymore.
Right. Fly ball center field. Crow Armstrong is back some more, and makes the catch.
Stewart not content playing the singles game, tries to go big. It stays in the yard, and PCA able to track it down. It's kind of a fun game to watch in that, you know, Hunter Green has been dominant here tonight. Cubs really haven't had much going at all against him. The Reds have had traffic. They've had at least one base runner in every inning, but Shota's been able to get out of it and hang in there and have ourselves a one-run game.
Swing and a miss. Line drive caught at first. Michael Busch. A little bunny hop. And shifting to his left, he makes the grab.
Well positioned to begin with. And this ball stung with Michael Busch right there. Yeah, a little bunny hop.
Was that a bunny hop? I don't know.
I don't know what a bunny hop is, to tell you the truth. I think it's a two-footed thing.
Yeah, I agree. J.J. Bleday now. Bleday, who was let go by the Athletics. He did not make their team out of spring training. And ultimately didn't get called up until April 25th. So 14 homers, 39 knocked in, and an OPS over 800. It's pretty darn good. He was the 4th overall pick out of Vanderbilt in 2019. In terms of his draft season, Tim Corbin says he probably had the best season of any guy we've ever had. Lodolo in that draft. Michael Busch, 31st overall by the Dodgers.
I think he set the SEC home run record that year. They don't play charge here, though, do they?
They did. They played it
did
earlier.
They play charge?
Yeah. I don't know whether they heard that I was going to request it, but they're playing it the wrong time. But do we play it at home?
Don't know.
I don't either. The trumpet and charge.
It's a pretty keen eye there by Bleday. That one's just off that outside corner-ish. Yeah.
Three and two with 2 outs, bases empty. Reds have taken the lead.
They had a long at bat last time he was up there. He's seen a bunch of pitches. Being annoying.
Fly ball right field down the line. Suzuki and Seiya, and they're going to say no catch. And Seiya's they're going to look at it.
Well, Seiya's pretty well convinced that he caught that ball.
They're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Well, let's see what we can discern here.
Oh,
it's a catch. Isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a catch. I think our problem here, and I don't. Did it hit?
Yeah, but it's hard to know. It's possible that it brushed.
Chicago is challenging the no catch call.
I mean, it's very possible that Seiya doesn't even know whether that ball hit the wall or not. It might have just grazed the wall before he caught it.
Yeah.
I think he caught it cleanly, but I don't know that they're going to be able to, you know, see enough there to change the call on this one.
I don't know, folks. Yeah, I'm not sure. Look, the most important thing here, unfortunately, is that the call by the first base umpire Tyler Jones was that he did not make the catch. So now it goes to review, and they're going to need evidence that shows that he definitely made the catch. Otherwise, it reverts to the call.
Too bad the umpire doesn't have a shrug option. I don't know. Let's just look at the video and do our best. I see it differently every time I see it.
Yeah.
Well, Shota will throw a couple warm-up pitches so he can try to stay locked in here. This would be a good time for the trainers to run out with a water bottle for the umpires to give them a hydration break like they do in the World Cup.
Do you like that?
A hydration break? Sure.
Greg Counsell pacing. He wants answers.
We saw the signal come from Ryan Flaherty to Counts as to whether they should challenge or not. He gave him the 3 down, then he gave him the 3 up. And that means we're not sure, but probably worth a look. They're certainly doing their due diligence back in New York. They're taking a long time. Here comes the hydration. No, it's new baseballs.
More baseballs. Man, this has been over 4 minutes.
Some people could have run a mile. Roger Bannister could have. I could have run into the press dining room and gotten a snack.
By the way, the fastest mile ever run is 3:43.
Who's that?
Morocco's Haitham El Garouj. Yeah.
When I was in the Yankee minor leagues, we had to run a 6-minute mile around our training complex in a full uniform and spikes. And if you didn't make it, you had to do it again like 2 days later. You had to keep doing it until you made it. Dove across the finish line at like 5:59.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird that the fastest mile is from 1999. That no one's.
After review, the call is overturned. There was fan interference.
Oh, we got fan
No
interference.
catch. The foul ball. Chicago will retain their challenge.
So they're not calling it a catch. They're calling it fan interference.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, if it's fan interference, how can it not be a catch?
Terry Francona just came out and said, "I can't hear you."
So if it's fan interference,
how is it not?
How's that not a catch?
So that fan interference from that guy onto the field of play. They're basically bailing out with fan interference. Yeah.
Yeah, but so are they saying the fan deflected the ball in such a way that it did not hit the barrier, therefore it's a foul ball, and it becomes a dead ball at that point? I've never seen this one. Wow. That's funky there. We're going to have to track down Chris Welch. He's the man with all the umpire answers.
And now ball 4. Wow.
Have you ever seen fan interference called,
but no
it doesn't
play.
result in an out, right?
Oh, it got his finger.
But normally the fan interference would be he impacted the play so that the player couldn't make the catch, therefore we're calling him out.
Swing and a miss from Suarez, and it's 0-2. Imanaga season high 101 pitches. And that is in there, got him. Suarez is gone. And the inning comes to a close, but the Reds have taken the lead as we head to the 6th. Welcome back. Time now for our Prevagen memorable moment. Take you back on this day to the 1990 All-Star Game at Wrigley Field. Ryan Sandberg, Andre Dawson, Sean Dunston were the Cubs representatives. The American League beat the National League 2-0. Ernie Banks throwing out the ceremonial first pitch in that game. Oh, the old ballpark looks amazing. And a happy birthday to our man Andre Dawson. Hawk, we love you. Happy B-Day. Hall of Famer, Cubs Hall of Famer.
Oh, man, it's sounding good.
Big time.
8-time an All-Star. MVP. Talk about a 5-tool player. Could do everything on a baseball field. Hit for power, hit for average. Defend, cannon for an arm, speed. Hall of Famer in 2010. One of 5 players with 400 more home runs, 300 more stolen bases.
Who are the other 4, Jim?
We got Mays. We've got Bonds. We've got A-Rod.
Beltran.
Carlos Beltran.
Swanson pops it up. De La Cruz. Green, 5 1/3 of shutout baseball. He's only thrown 65 pitches. There's Pete Crow Armstrong. PCA pops it up.
Normally you have this overpowering strikeout performance that comes with a high pitch count. That has not been the case. He's only had to deal with a man in scoring position once tonight. That was the Suzuki leadoff double in the 2nd. When last we saw Hunter Green, September of last year, he pitched a complete game shutout against the Cubs, allowed just 1 hit. The only 9-inning complete game of his career. He had a 7-inning shutout in 2021. Remember when we were playing the 7-inning doubleheaders back then?
Yeah, that's right. Green is ready. He's ahead 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? You bet. And that is strikeout number 9. Well, he's showing you tonight just how good he is capable of being. He's had 8 0-2 counts, 1 3-ball count.
They're going to challenge this one. A little slider. Looked like it caught the outside corner at the knees.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Call is overturned. Cincinnati has 2 challenges remaining.
That's Cincinnati for Jim Bolt.
Where am I? Where did I wake up this morning?
Where the heck am? Where the hell was I?
Well, strikeout's a big part of it with Hunter Green, the 30% strikeout rate club since the start of 2022. Minimum 400 innings pitched. See a lot of the familiar characters: Snell, Ohtani, Sale, Skeens. Who else is on that list? Boog, Skubal, Dylan Cease. He flirted with a no-hitter the other day.
Blake Snell's on there.
Spencer Strider, man, he's healthy. He's nasty. Ohtani, by the way, is not going to the All-Star game. Got a little knee thing going on.
And he was going to make a start this weekend, and now will not, correct?
I believe that is true. Yeah.
Some inflammation.
Got a little inflammation in his knee.
Ooh. Might get him an anti-inflammatory.
Yeah, I had a teammate in Houston. He said, the doctor told me I had a little inflammation in my elbow.
Three-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 6 shutout, 10 strikeouts for Hunter Green. It's a 1-0 game.
Time now for the Advocate Healthcare Cornerstone, and shining brightly on the great Orville overall.
The big groundhog?
Early 20th century, dominant pitcher of the Reds. Cubs, big part of the Cubs World Series in 1908. Tossed 2-0 shutout in Game 5 of the clincher. Part of that outstanding rotation with Three Fingers Brown. He was born on Groundhog's Day. 8 shutouts in 07, 9 shutouts in 09. He was a big man for that era, like 6'2", 200 pounds. Played collegiately at Cal, Berkeley. The first person from that fine institution to play in the big leagues.
Flare into right field and a base hit for Tyler Stevenson as he greets Trent Thornton.
Pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Craig Counsell was hoping to get more out of Shota Imanaga here tonight, but the pitch count got to be a bit of a problem, so he has to make the move to the bullpen. Probably an inning sooner than he would have preferred. Trent Thornton has been a good choice so far this year. 23 appearances and a 2.60 ERA. It's a pretty high ground ball rate for Thornton. He'd love to get a ground ball here off the bat of Marte, who has hit it on the ground a ton. His ground ball rate is up around 60%.
You look at Thornton in his career, and this year's 50% ground ball rate kind of an outlier. In his career, it's been closer to 38%. But let's keep the trend going.
Yeah, there you go.
There's one. There's two. Love those ground balls.
It's a ground ball machine. Marte can really run. He's fast, but ground ball's got a little pace on it. That certainly helps the cause. Nice little turn there by Nico, and they get him by an eyelash at first.
Edwin Arroyo will turn around and hit left-handed. Arroyo, their number 3 prospect coming into the season. starting at second base. He can play short. In the air towards left center. And PCA makes the catch. Good work by Thornton. Hey, it's our game summary. It's presented by Wintrust. Reds 1, Cubs nothing as we go to the 7th. Hunter Green, 6 shutout innings, 2 hits. Struck out 10, didn't walk a soul. Still in there at 76 pitches. Meanwhile, for Shota Imanaga, good work. 5 innings, 7 hits. An earned run on the homer by De La Cruz. 5 punch-outs and a walk in a season-high 102 pitches. Challenge here.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. It's a strike.
Call is overturned. Cincinnati still has 2 challenges remaining.
The 0-1.
Well, Michael Busch has probably had the best swings. Seems to be seeing the ball off Green better than anybody here tonight. He's 0 for 2, but did pretty well at center first time up, then lined to left back in the 4th.
And that is in there, and Busch is gone. Strikeout number 11, and it's pizza.
Yeah, I get free pizza here. They record 11 strikeouts or more. This time he comes with an off-speed pitch. Featured that very often. A little splitter there at 88.
It's La Rosa's strikeout for slices. 11 punch outs, and you can get a free slice. Jim, they've made some defensive changes.
What do they got going on, Boop?
Well, Spencer Steer is now at right field as Seiya comes up with the hit. He may not own Hunter Green, but he's got a lease with an option to buy.
It's 8 out of 18 coming into play tonight. 2 for 3 tonight off of him. He's probably hanging out in the dugout. What's the deal, boys? What's so hard about this guy?
This is not hard.
We got Friedel in the center now.
Yeah.
Steer moves over to the right.
Yep. That's what I was just about to tell you all that. There's Friedel.
Terry Francona going with his hands team. 1-run lead in the late innings.
We'll see if Craig Counsell onside kicks.
Suzuki came out of the game in Baltimore last night having a little bit of a leg problem. Turns out it was just a cramp.
Jake Woodford is up, getting loose as Mark Strickmatter watches. 1-0 Reds. We're in the 7th. Inside. Warner waiting to hit next. 3-1.
Got a fastball and a fastball count, just a little bit behind it.
JD, I can't get that Bonnie Tyler song out of my head.
You need a hero?
Holding out for a hero.
Yeah, well, Cubs need a hero. Big swing right here could be a huge difference maker.
3-2.
Pretty good pass at that one. See if they'll feed him 3 consecutive fastballs if we go back to that splitter. He's starting to get the measure of him.
Suzuki at first, time called, and Tyler Stevenson out to the mound.
I think this is a good time for conversation, guy. I think that's the conversation we're having. You want to attack him with another fastball. He had a pretty good pass at that last one. Let's make sure we're on the same page. And whatever it is, throw it with conviction. It's actually 4 consecutive heaters now, and 5 of the 6 pitches he has seen in this sequence.
1-0 Cincinnati. 3-2, 1 out. Man at first. Happ waits. Payoff pitch. And Ian will take his base. He missed downstairs with 100. And again, this is a Cubs team. Collectively, this group accepts walks, and Happ takes one at a big spot right there.
Yeah, I don't think, as good as his fastball has been here tonight, I'm not sure Green felt really comfortable with the fastball in that situation.
Cole Porter fouls one off.
Didn't feel comfortable enough to throw it in the strike zone in that situation, I guess would be a better way to put it. If you're looking for chase from Ian with the fastball, you're going to throw it up.
First time tonight the Cubs have had 2 men aboard. Pierce Johnson getting loose in the pen for the Reds. In the air out towards right center. Friedel cuts across, makes the catch. Two down now, and it'll be left up to Michael Conforto. Conforto was struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. Green has punched out 11. First and third, 2 away. Reds lead 1-0. Foul ball, and now it's 0-2.
First pitch changeup or splitter finds the zone, and that really opens things up for Green.
Conforto asks for time. Michael with 8 homers on the year. 22 knocked in. His average sits at 245. And a challenge.
Catcher's challenging the walk-off.
I think that missed.
Yeah, I think it did too. And I think Stevenson's regretting the fact that he challenged as quickly as he did.
ABS powered by
Confirmed
T-Mobile.
Cincinnati has 1 challenge remaining.
Obviously a big moment. He wanted it, so he immediately went to the helmet. But as soon as he did, you could see him kind of tip his head as if to say, nah, that's not a strike.
One and two. The kick, the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Stevenson throws to first. And the Cubs leave a couple. Next week is walk-off week here on Marquee. Monday, we're reliving all 10 of the Cubs walk-off wins at Wrigley Field this season. Download the Marquee app or head to watchmarquee.com for more. Walk it off next week. And it's Ke'Bryan Hayes against Jake Woodford.
Hey, Jake Woodford out there. First time as a Cub. He pitched 16 times with the Brewers without a lot of success. A 6.94 ERA. Jake is 29. He's been around. Debuted with the Cardinals in 2020. kind of a swing man over the course of his career. Lifetime ERA of 5.25. Don't know exactly who's available for the Cubs in the bullpen tonight, but assuming there's at least a couple of guys down due to recent workload. Hayes looked like he wanted to challenge that one, decided not to. Watching these players kind of indecisive as to whether to challenge or not, it reminds me like when you're watching a movie or television show and they're having an auction and the person kind of half raises their arm and then puts it down and then doesn't know how to play it.
Three and two, Woodford against Ke'Bryan Hayes. Yeah, he struck him out on a pitch running inside that two-seamer.
Looked like they were trying to go away. You see where Carson Kelly is set up. It's a bad miss, but a good result.
That tied him up, and now De La Cruz will turn around and hit left-handed. He supplied the game's only run here tonight with a solo homer in the fifth, his 15th. Now on Ellie De La Cruz, a ground out, a fly out, and the homer.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
That was late.
Yeah,
ABS
well, and
powered by T-Mobile.
The Reds are asking Jim Wolf about it, and he's pointing to his ears. I couldn't hear him.
Call confirmed. Chicago has 2 challenges remaining.
Overturned, Jim.
Yeah, I think
it's been a
It's a hot night.
Yeah, no question. The 1-1 towards first, fair ball, and it eats up Bush, gets into the corner. De La Cruz on the move, long striding it to third, and he's got a triple.
Off the bat, that looked like trouble. He's trying to read the hops. He knew it was going to be a difficult play to make. Bush, he throws his body at him, much like a goalie. And once it got by him, it felt like it was going to be a 3-base hit for De La Cruz. Infield in.
Sal Stewart 2 for 3. 1-0 Reds, and Woodford trying to keep it right there. Check swing did not go.
Yeah, but just 6 outs to play with, you know. Tough to come back with their only Cubs. I'm talking about only down a run, and the Reds bullpen has not been good. So that's a huge run out there.
Big time.
Third base. If he can find a way to strand him.
2-0. Center field. Pete Crow Armstrong makes the catch, and De La Cruz dives across with the run.
Well, he'd actually broken towards home on contact, so he had to go back to tag. Still, he was going to score easily. Didn't need to do the head first slide. again, more solid contact, 109 miles an hour off the bat.
So Stewart delivers another run, and it is 2-0.
Was actually in the Cubs organization last year for a short period, signed with the Cubs on June 5th, pitched 4 times at Iowa, and was released on July 1st.
One bounce, oh, Swanson, and then it spilled out of his glove. And that was absolutely roped. It'll be a base hit.
And again, that combination of Stewart and Steer have been really good here tonight. Every time up, hitting the ball hard. Dansby, if he gets clean transition there, he's going to get him. Well, that's a knock.
It's really rare for him. Lights are flashing.
Yeah, the big video board says go nuts. And they got some dancing nuts up on the board. Dancing peanuts.
Yes, dancing peanuts. Woodford deals outside to J.J. Bleday, a strikeout, a flyout, and a walk. Reds lead the Cubs 2-0. We're in the bottom of the 7th. High fly ball, center field. That's back, and that one is gone. Bleday will touch them all. His 15th, and the Reds have opened up a 4-0 lead.
Ideal situation for Jake Woodford coming into this tight game. First appearance in a Cub uniform. That one's just channeled right over the heart of the plate, and Bleday jumps all over it.
So now with 2 outs, it'll be Suarez. Through there for a strike. One, two. Base hit into left field. So Suarez aboard for the first time.
He's happy to see Managa out of the game. Shota struck him out all 3 times he came up there. This time it's a slider that backs up on Woodford.
You mentioned a steamy night, and Tommy Hotovy going out to talk to Jake. Reds have added 3 and lead it 4-0. Tomorrow it'll be Nick Lodolo and Javier Assad. Tyler Stevenson up to hit, 1 for 3.
Tyler Stevenson, the longest tenured Red, due to be a free agent at the end of the season. There's some trade speculation surrounding his name.
Little tapper. Safe at first. Man. Infield single.
Stevenson moves okay for a catcher. Probably an average runner, which would make him a better than average running catcher.
Good look there from Cable Cam. And first chance to hit for TJ Friedel. Swing and a miss. This guy has had a lost year. Hitting just 174. I mean, to the point where they even sent him down. Woodford missing outside.
Nothing going on in the Cubs bullpen right now. So Woodford's got to get through this 7th inning, and now that it has become a 4-0 game, you just have to assume all the leverage guys are down for the night. Heads up, Boot. We're going to get one here before this weekend's over.
Are we?
Yeah. Dancing all around us here tonight.
Friedel back in, Woodford ready. And a 1-2.
Brock Burke is up in the Reds bullpen. Assume he'll be out there for the 8th. There he is.
Just sort of wandering around.
Number 49.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Woodford gets Friedel, but the Reds score 3 times. And it's 4-0. Chicago Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. By Prevagen, made for the brain. And by Wintrust, different approach, better results. Back in Cincinnati, John Sciambi And Jim DeShay's pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. And Jim, you mentioned Brock Burke was up.
Yeah, now he's in. Left-hander pitching for the 46th time. He's been busy. He's a National League leader in appearances. You talked about their high walk rate. He certainly contributed to that. That was a ball. He caught a break there. That ball was down below the knees.
On the ground, sliding. Arroyo picks it up, throws to first, and they get Kelly. That's a nice play.
Yeah, that's a scouting report on Arroyo. He can really pick it. A good look at his pre-pitch setup and then the quick reaction.
Edwin Arroyo getting the start at second base, and a nice play. So one down, and here in the 8th it's Dansby Swanson.
Bullpen walk rate is the category, and the leader of the pack, the Cincinnati Reds.
I mean, by a lot.
Well, Brock, he's got a 3.12 ERA, so he's been able to pitch around some traffic, but in 43 1/3 innings, he's walked 27. That's 10 fewer walks than Ferguson Jenkins allowed in 1971 when he threw 325 innings. Well, they got the tarps off crowd going under the big video board and left. I could hear them. I didn't know where they were.
Chop to the left side. Hayes fields, throws, safe.
Bang banger at first base. Terry Francona says, give me a minute to consider this, fellas. And they'll take a look at the video room in Cincinnati. Smooth transition by Brian Hayes. They're not going to challenge. It'll be a knock for Dansby. Good break out of the box. Good hustle.
Dansby, his first hit of the night. And a pitch to PCA. Misses the mark for ball one. Green struck him out 3 times on 10 pitches. Popped up. Foul ground, Hayes. And there's 2 away. And now it's Alex Bregman. Reds lead at 4-0, top of the 8th. Tarps are off.
That's a good night to take the tarp off. Hot and humid here in the Queen City.
Some youngsters.
Yes, the future of America is in great hands.
You're telling me that as a 16-year-old punk from Messina, New York, you wouldn't have been up there?
Absolutely, I'd be in there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you there, that's what I said. We're in great hands. The enthusiasm those guys are bringing to the ballpark.
Look at them just hopping around. Yeah.
Dude, it's pure joy. Look at the big fella. Uncle Tom is hanging out with the kids.
Jeez. And did Bregman go on the check swing? Yes, he did. Struck him out. And the Cubs can't do anything with the Swanson infield single. Will go bottom 8. Bottom 8 as the Reds come up to hit, and Jake Woodford to work. Edwin Arroyo will stand in. Switch hitter batting left, 4-0. Reds with the lead. And there's a strike. Fly ball foul. Most innings Woodford's pitched in a big league season, 2021, 67 2/3. He's got some starts, 25 of them as a major leaguer. Last year with Arizona, the year before that the Pirates and White Sox, and this year 23 1/3 with the Brewers and a 6.94.
Yeah, last year he bounced around 3 or 4 different organizations. Went to camp with the Rockies, got released, got picked up by the Yankees. He spent a little time down in Iowa, as I mentioned. AAA time with the White Sox and the Pirates in 2024.
The kick and 1-2. And Arroyo down on strikes. Woodford gets the punch out.
Folks, on Wednesday, July 22nd, the Cubs take on the Tigers. First pitch 7:10. And the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a 2016 World Series anniversary surprise pin presented by Marriott Bonvoy. Visit Cubs.com/tickets.
So it's one of those 4.
Yeah, you're going to be surprised as to which one you get.
Ball and no strikes on Ke'Bryan Hayes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Fireworks. I don't think he hit it far enough for fireworks. Suzuki has that one. Two down, bases clear. De La Cruz. They signed Ellie De La Cruz back in 2018. He was a 16-year-old. They gave him $65,000. So you sit there and look at all these guys that have gotten big-time amateur signing bonuses. He wasn't one of them. He's turned into their star. We'll head to the 9th. Last chance for the Cubs.
This slide is brought to you by Wisconsin Dells. Plan your getaway at wisdells.com. De La Cruz tripled, and South Stewart with a fly ball to center field, and Ellie comes streaking home, head first dive into home plate. Only because we knew we had to do that Wisconsin Dells read, so thank you, Ellie. Appreciate that. Pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. It's the Reds closer, Emilio Pagan. You see just 17 appearances because he spent a whole bunch of time on the IL. He got hurt back at Wrigley in early May. So he's only pitched 15 1/3 innings this year.
Who's that injury that you mentioned?
Batter is challenging the strike zone.
Yeah, you see him immediately reaching for that left hamstring.
Well, it's confirmed Chicago has 1 challenge remaining.
Michael Bush, by the way, challenged that. ABS powered by T-Mobile, and the call was confirmed. So Bush was wrong, and the Cubs with one challenge remaining.
Yeah, you can't keep them, can't take them with you. So if you think at all that the call might be wrong, it's probably worth a shot. This is Pagan's third appearance since coming off the IL.
Yeah, I mean, look, if at all possible, you should try and end most of your games without any challenges. Two and one.
Well, especially if you're losing and you have a reasonable chance to make a comeback. Pagan listed at 6'2". He's 35 years old. Gets tremendous extension. Really long stride.
Two down.
And Bush is going to challenge this one too.
Batter is challenging the strike call. Call is confirmed. Chicago is out of challenge.
So Bush is down on strikes.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Thanks, Jim.
I'm here for you.
Suzuki pops it up foul.
Javier Assad will go for the Cubs. He's 6-1 with a 4.15 ERA. Nick Lodolo, the lefty, goes for Cincinnati. And a pair of lefties on Sunday: Andrew Abbott, Matthew Boyd.
Pagan, the 1-2.
Brewers and Pirates were postponed tonight in Pittsburgh.
Is that because of rain?
I'm assuming.
That is in there, and Suzuki is gone.
And a lot of red K's going up on the scorecard here tonight. The fastball clips the inside corner, 96. Say I didn't like it, but it was a good pitch. The 15th Cub to strike out this evening.
This will be the first time in the modern era that the Reds.
The catcher's challenging the ball call.
Well, let's pause. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Call is confirmed. Cincinnati is out of challenges.
So it'll be the first time in the modern era that, if it ends this way, that the Reds will have shut out the Cubs and struck out 15 or more.
Two teams have been playing each other for a long while.
Yeah.
In the modern era, so we talking 1900, 1920, what do we?
1901.
1901.
Yeah.
Because the dead ball era generally is thought to have ended around 1920, when Babe Ruth started hitting home runs and changed some of the rules. But they used to keep the ball in play, like just the whole game. Be beaten up and tattered, and they just keep playing it. It'd be like hitting a sock.
The 2-1. Cubs have been held to just 4 hits here tonight. And the Reds lead at 4-zip, 4 runs, 13 hits. Pagano 2-2. Struck him out. And that's the ball game. The Reds strike out 16 here tonight and take the opener of this series. JD, it started with Hunter Green. He was excellent.
Yeah, he kind of set the tone. Just a dominant pitching performance. A lot of times you see a game and you look at the numbers, you see all the strikeouts, and you think, wow, the offense must have been flat. But no, this was just Hunter Green, a very talented pitcher at the top of his game. I mean, he was just attacking with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, throwing it to good spots. Never really gave the Cubs a chance. And once Imanaga had to come out after 5, that was the difference maker too. Craig had to go to that bullpen a little bit sooner than he wanted to, kind of forced to due to the pitch count. The Reds were able to take advantage of Jake Woodford and expand their lead, and that's all she wrote.
For Jim DeShays, Elise Medeker, and our entire crew, I'm John Sciambi. Thanks for watching Chicago Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Again, your final, the Reds 4, the Cubs nothing. Tomorrow, Game 2, Javier Assad, Nick Lodolo, your scheduled starters. Coverage begins at 5 o'clock. Up next, Cubs postgame live, Cole Wright and Ryan Sweeney. Cole, take